Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, my name is Tiffany Marie. I go by Chef Marie. I am a personal chef. I'm also a culinary mentor. I help chefs start, scale, and grow their culinary businesses to the next level. So if you are someone that's a chef, a private chef, a baker, a aspiring restaurant owner, a private chef that wants to cook for celebrities, athletes, you're definitely in the right place. I have over 11 years of experience in this industry, and I've done everything from own and operate a restaurant, sell products, sell digital products, sell physical products, spice lines, seasoning lines, things of that nature, operate a catering company, train and hire staff, fire staff as well, because that comes with the game, that comes with the business. So if you are someone who's looking for a culinary mentor, if you're looking for guidance, if you're looking for instruction on how to structure your business properly, get business funding, get personal funding for your business so you can grow your business, get new equipment, get staff, get marketing materials done, run digital marketing online, you're definitely in the right place. And welcome in. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. So today I just want to talk about what it's like structuring your business, what exactly that looks like as a culinary professional, being able to open a restaurant. Also, I want to go into detail a little bit about, because there's so many misconceptions about the expenses that go into owning and operating a restaurant. A lot of people don't understand it, so I just want to go in detail just a little bit to break it down for you guys who are interested in opening a restaurant in the future, or if you just need information and you're not sure if it's for you. We're gonna definitely dive into that today. So again, welcome in and let's get right into it. So starting off, as a culinary professional, you want to make sure you have proper credentials. You want to be licensed, you want to be insured, all those things. So the first step, of course, is figuring out your business name, figuring out who you are, who you serve, what you're going to do, the products that you're going to sell, the services that you're going to offer, right? So we want to go to our Secretary of State's website. For me, that'll be Illinois. I'm in Illinois, you guys, Chicago, Midwest. So that looks like getting an LLC. The first thing that you want to do is go to your Secretary of State's website. For me, that's Illinois. You want to obtain an LLC. LLC pricing varies depending on the state that you're in. For me, in Illinois, it is $150. And of course, you have to renew that every year to state that you are still operating business in your state. Your LLC is pretty much to just legalize that you are operating a legitimate legal business in the state that you are in. The next thing that you want to do is obtain an EIN number. So many people think that you have to pay for an EIN number. An EIN number is completely free. So don't ever let anybody trick you into paying for an EIN number. It's completely free, right? Okay, EIN number is pretty much basically your business's social security number. Next thing you want to do, have a website. Where are people going to find you if you don't have a website? Make sure you have a website that is something like, if you are Elaine Cakes, you're selling cakes and you're Elaine, www.elainescakes.com. You don't want to use, if say for example, you're using GoDaddy or Shopify or Wix as a website provider for your business. You don't want to have Elaine's Cakes at Wix.com. You want to have a .com or a .net or something at the end so that it is solely your domain. It belongs to you. It is attached to your business. That shows that you are professional and you are running and operating a legitimate business versus having Elaine's Cakes at Wix.com or something like that at the end. You can obtain the website. You can obtain that domain with GoDaddy.com. You can purchase the domain and you can have it forever. You just have to continuously pay for it per year or however you decide to set that up. Next, we want to make sure we have a business email address. Business email addresses, we don't want to have a Gmail or Yahoo or AOL at the end. Elaine's Cakes at gmail.com. No, that does not look professional. Does Walmart, does Target, does Amazon have a gmail.com at the end of their email? I don't think so. So we want to operate like we're already a large, big corporation. So we look professional. we look established, and we're just, operating our business the proper way. The next thing we want to make sure we have is a business phone number. Where are your customers going to call? You don't want them calling your personal phone, so you want to make sure you separate the two. Always in business, you want to make sure you separate your personal things from your business things. You don't want to co-mix and commingle funds and paperwork and things like that and accounts. They need to be separate. So make sure you have a business phone number. You can get that through several different sites. Me preferably, I prefer to have a mobile phone so that my customers can text me as well, versus having to just call, leave a message and things like that. People text, people are able to text nowadays. They prefer to text, is faster. And especially when you're cooking, you may not be able to stop and answer the phone, but you have their number because they've texted you and you can just text them back. So that's my preferred way of contact, having a mobile phone as a business phone. And you can get that through different carrier service providers. Mine is through AT&T and it's still listed under my business's name. The next thing you want to have is a business address, which you can get a virtual address if you don't have your brick and mortar location yet, or if you don't have, wherever you're going to operate business at, because you don't want to have your home address attached to your business. So you can definitely get a virtual address for your business using Regis.com. Go to Regis.com. They will allow you to pay a monthly fee to have that business virtual address. And once you transition into your brick and mortar location, that is when you can change it to your actual physical location's address. All right, so that's just a little bit about the structure. I'm not going to give you guys too much. If you guys need more information, feel free to book a call with me. And like I say, I offer a program that mentors chefs, and it breaks down the complete process step by step, where I hold your hand and walk you through everything so that you're not guessing, you're not confused. But let's move on to the next thing, opening up a restaurant. I owned and operated a restaurant for 6 years. 6 years, you guys. And I'm going to say, first off, it was not for me. And that is why I transitioned into becoming a personal chef. But let's get into the actual restaurant industry, what it looks like, what those expenses look like. So many people think that you are going to go into the restaurant space, lease a space, purchase a space, and pay only the rent. There are so many other expenses that go into that. So that's important to think about, to consider when you are seeking a commercial space that you're going into. You want to make sure all the expenses, everything aligns and falls within your budget, your monthly budget that you're trying to spend on this space, right? So let's just say you want to spend $5,000. You want to find something that's around $2,500, $3,000 a month, because you have to leave space for those expenses that you have to pay, right? So let's break down the expenses. Some of the things that you will be paying that goes into the cost of running and operate a restaurant per month. First things first, just like at your home, utilities, you have to pay for water. Water is expensive. In a restaurant space, you're going to be utilizing so much water, washing dishes, washing off counter spaces, just so much things utilizing water. Also consider your restrooms for your customers. Consider cleaning and things like that. So water plays a major factor in the expenses. Water can range anywhere from, I've seen water bills that were $120 a month all the way up to $400. And depending on the square footage and the space that you have for your facility, it might be more than that. So it ranges, it depends on the amount of space and the amount of usage for water. Another expense that is pretty expensive that you're going to pay for in a restaurant space is electricity and gas bills. Majority of your appliances are going to be running off of gas. That's the main thing you're doing. That's pretty much the sole thing that you're doing in your facility, you're cooking. So those pieces of equipment, those fryers, those ovens, the grills, those things have to be on the entire time you are open. So just compare your home gas bill to a restaurant space that's going to be open, let's just say 8 hours a day. Think about the price that you're paying at home when you're only running your oven, your stove for 1 to 2 hours. Think about how much you're paying for that. Then think about how you would be paying for it if you're open 7 days a week and running that stuff for 8 hours a day. Yeah, that cost is not going to be pretty. So I've seen bills that were about $300 a month all the way up to $900 a month. Again, it depends on your square footage, how much space you have, how much equipment you have, and some restaurants are open 24 hours a day. So just think about how much their bills are going to be, their overhead costs are going to be for just those utilities themselves. So that's our gas bill, our electricity bill to keep the lights on, to keep things plugged in, running and working. Those bills add up as well. Like I said, I've seen, similar to the gas bill, I've seen those bills be anywhere from $400 up to $1,000. So those bills, they definitely add up. And let's just think about if we have a $2,500 rent, add on those expenses, it's going to put you up there to that $5,000 budget. So you want to make sure you consider those things when you are shopping for your commercial space, the ideal restaurant space that you're looking for. But guess what? That's not it. Let's add in a couple of more things. I'm not going to break this thing completely down, but let's go into a little more things about expenses that you have to pay for. Actually, I'm going to talk about the most expensive thing that you're going to pay out. Payroll costs. You cannot operate a restaurant by yourself. You need staff, you need help. So you're going to have to pay employees. There's no way around it. Employee costs add up. Let's just say you have 5 employees and you're paying them $20 an hour, right? 5 employees at $20 an hour. So 5 employees working 40 hours a week. That's about, let's see, $2,000. $2,000 times 5 though. $2,000 times 5. How much is that? How much is that? That's $10,000 just for 1 week. 1 week. So there's 4 weeks in a month. So 10,000 times 4 is $40,000 to pay 5 employees at a rate of $20 an hour. Yes, it gets expensive. It gets expensive. So I just want to let you guys know these are the things that you have to think about. These are the things that you have to put in that budget that you are setting to spend per month for your brick and mortar location, for your space. And think about these things and break it down so that you have an understanding of potentially how much these things could cost on the lower end, and of course on the higher end if they were to increase in different months throughout the year. So if you like this video, if you got some value from this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Again, I am Chef Marie, and I'll talk to you guys soon.